Hi guys, Jimmy here, back again with another update on the Revell Airport Firetruck, the 1 in 24 scale. I've got most of the frame all built up now. It's only mock-up stage at the minute. It's actually sitting on the chassis. I still have to recast these tyres in resin. They're very bad fit on them, so they are. Both wheels do turn, as you've seen in the last video. They all twin axle. Roof, it's kind of a still early stages. They do fold down, open up and so forth. Same first one. But I am going to add a wee magnet to them just to keep them down because they're a bit springy on it, and I've altered them as best I can without interfering with the hinges. So we small magnets here, which are pretty small, so I'll get one off. They're strong too, so you wee tiny magnet. So that'll go on with the rest, just to hold them down when you're displaying it, open door, closed. The doors are going to be a bit fidgety because they're like kind of a folding door on either side. So you've two here, two on the opposite side, obviously, and then we've got all our seats, dashboard and so forth. I've got most of the beacons made. There's 6 in it altogether, so you have one beacon that goes here, opposite side, and you've one on either side of the back here, and then 2 at the front. So they'll be all done blue. I'll pick the colour out. It's the brightest colour I can find, other than a dull red, but I decided to go with this colour anyhow. It's a fluorescent red. I think it's going to be really popping against the white transfers that's on the box and so forth, the blue transfers. And then we've got our underside, the side of it here, it's all done white down the bottom. So against that colour, it's going to really pop. Our engine is kind of way half done on the back there. Still bits and pieces to go into it. This bit here goes on the side, and it does be all painted and detailed and so forth, where it's all glued in place. There's a bit of a exhaust goes on this as well. Same for here. There's another 2, 3. See, I've got them down here somewhere. Let me catch them. Yeah, all different pieces. It goes on their side for the top doors and so forth. The cooling fan that's on the back of it, you see this big main opening here. There's a wire mesh goes in here, and wire mesh on the opposite side. That's a shutter door goes in here. The shutter doors are made to open and close, so they are. So I've already tested them and it worked fine. This propeller cooling fan, this side goes on the back. Once I build the big radiator up, what I'm going to do is add a wee motor to it. Now, I have a few motors here I've used in the past, different builds, helicopters and so forth, and planes for the propellers and so forth. So it's the wee tiny motor. So I can put 3 volts through it, and that's enough to power everything that's in the truck. The motors, the fan, and all your lights, warning lights, beacons and so forth, headlights and everything else that needs to be on it. Frame was a bit warped, but it's pulled into place reasonably really well, so it is. The roof, it's a bit fidgety. You can see here it's a bit warped, but when it's glued in place and pulled down, it does sit nice and neat. Just use your trusty clamps to hold it down in place, and that'll do the job for you. So as I say, it's only in a mock-up stage now at the minute, so we can lift it off this, so we can. It's a bit fidgety getting it off, but it does come off. Up and over. Where are we here? There you go. So the chassis is all done. This was pretty warped. It's still a bit warped in it, but hopefully I'm going to add supports across the either side. I'll pull it in before the roof goes onto it. Say all your lights goes in here and here. There's warning lights, flashers, beacons and so forth. There's a lot of lights around the back of it. Step ladders and so forth. This is where the big cooling fan goes. I was telling you about a second ago. There's wire mesh goes into this one, which is in the box. It's steel. All your trapdoors are actually made from the opposite side, so we'll come up and slide into the truck. Let me get this in the camera here, sorry guys. The wee doors, as I said, are made to go in from the opposite side, open up and push in, so they're all operable, and so is these ones, and the bottom ones on the side there. So hopefully tomorrow I'll try and get it in primer, then we get it in paint. Still just sand a few things down on it before we get it into the primer. A few glue prints here, fingerprints here somewhere. I missed at the back, so you can't really see them out just here. So I'll get those all flattened down before we get it in the primer. So sorry guys, had to take a phone call there. But back on chassis again. As I say, we're going to get it in paint tomorrow, primer at least probably. Then we can start getting lights wired into it and so forth before we give it its top coat. There's plenty of room in here for circuit boards and so forth, and the lights and other bits and pieces that's needed to power this. I have seen people convert this into RC, but I don't want to go down that road. Too much messing about with servos and stuff like that. So I'm happy enough building it the way it is. If another one needs a moustache, I'm going to be doing it maybe yellow rather than the orange or the red, or I've actually seen them in blue and so forth. So I do want the next one on lemon, or sorry, yellow, with all the warning signs, sorry, decibels and so forth on it, lights and what have you. But it's come together reasonably very well, other than a couple of issues with the warp frame and so forth, but I expect that from a kit from 88, so it's not too bad. Right guys, don't want to ramble on too much, so thanks for watching. I'll speak to you soon. See you, signing off.